Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and thanks for tuning in as always. Right, ooh, there. So got the preview on just to make sure we can see what is needed. So a good friend of the channel asked me last night what type of boost I'm getting, how does it build, what's my peak, etc, etc. I think he's just invested in boost gauge and boost controller, so I promised I'd make a video for him just so show him what my boost sits at various speeds and various throttle positions. I'll try and narrate the throttle position as we go. I think my GoPro positioning is okay, hopefully. All we want to see is the clocks, really. Should be all right. There we go. And I thought, you know, yes, I'll make a video, but I'm also going to do warm-up procedure. Why not? Why not? So we can talk about how far I normally drive and what temperature I'm willing to start getting on the boost. And you know, I think it'll be quite interesting, because when I got my Subaru there was no guide. The manual's in Japanese, so it's all information you pick up from the internet, forums, discussion groups, chat groups, etc, etc. So the channel's starting to get a reasonable amount of following, so let's have a little video. We'll look at warm-up procedure, what I drive it like on my warm-up procedure, and we'll also look at getting on the boost in a short while. And obviously then, because we've done some boosting, I will then go through the cool down procedure that I always go through. Now I have there's a nice climb out of the village I live in, and oh, that's too loud. Nice climb out of the village I live in, and that always provides a good opportunity. Sorry, just checking, not to make sure I still look mental, because I do. I've got a GoPro on my hat. It has a good, I'm checking to make sure I'm recording in the right order. It has a good climb, which is a good opportunity, not to get on boost, just to let the car slowly, naturally, comfortably warm up. And you can see from the boost, I keep an eye on it like a hawk, and generally shift early and just let her plod along. I'll keep that well under zero until I'm at my target temperature, which is in my Forester Sti, it's just 2 millimeters over the first third on the temperature gauge, and it will be for me no boost until that has been on its standard operating temperature for at least 5 or 6 minutes. Now it's funny really, the warm-up and cool-down procedure in a Subaru, a tuned Subaru, is as important as your maintenance routine, regular oil changes, etc, etc. So still no boost, hills coming up, and we'll just sit and let that meander up there in third. It's quite a steep hill, so you know, I quite gentle on the throttle. You can see we're still at minus 0.2 boost, which is where I want to be. The temperature's getting there, and I mean, I suppose some people might start feeling obliged to start pushing boost on, but that's not for me. Once I've done this little climb, there's a slip road, and technically I'm at my maximum target temperature now. That's where my Subaru always sits. I know they're all different, all little quirks, but that's where mine sits. It's never been any hotter or any cooler, irrespective of the driving conditions. which is nice. Satisfying. Now anyway, as I was saying, there's a slip here, and then we go under the A12 and up the dual carriageway, and there's a petrol station straight away. And as I say, I'm probably, temperature gauge is saying to me, yeah, get on it. But I personally still not happy to do that. So I missed that pothole just. I'm still not happy to do that. So we see we just crept into a tiny bit of positive boost there. Reason I probably won't start gunning it yet, the only time I'd ever nail it up here is if I'd warmed the car up at home. And also, just a comment, I never ever warm the car up at home before I drive it, with the only exception if it's -8, -9, which is possible because we live in a bit of a dip, and the worst I've seen is -9. I'll sit and I'll just let the car idle for a quarter of an hour with the heaters on, just get it, and the heated rear screen, just get it all warmed up. So one of the reasons I won't boost it up there, I'm still waiting. The water's up to temperature. I don't have an oil temperature gauge. I don't know if the oil's up to temperature. Oil generally takes a little bit longer to warm up than the water, so to be safe, I'll just leave it a little bit longer. And also, I know I'm going to come here, so if I'm boosting along, then I'd have to wait and let the car run for a minute. I don't really want to do that, so I'm quite happy just to come sit here. She can idle, and then I'm safe in the knowledge that when I've finished fueling up and we get moving, get some nice cool air into the scoop and into the intake, then the intercooler's getting nice cool air. We're looking at 20 degrees now, but you know, the car's not been running long, so it's certainly not going to be boiling up. But I like to get moving, get some cool air into the intakes, then I'll start pressing on, and we can have a look as best as possible at what the boost, how mine produces boost, where the boost comes up, and obviously this is going to be from 2.5 to 3,000. That's where I'm going to start pinning it. I don't like to try and, I definitely don't wide open throttle below 2 where possible, so we'll be following that process. Right, I'm just going to pause the camera. There we go. Sorry about that. Oh, it's funny doing the GoPro buttons when it's upside down. Brilliant, just brilliant. It's just passing through. Obviously not stopping at pump. That would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Most people just drive straight through. Sorry, you can tell I'm getting old. You can tell I'm getting old. GoPro's getting hot on my head. Right, so we're up to temperature 100%, and I need a tiny bit of fan so I don't actually melt. And I think we'll do a little bit of dual carriageway, and then we'll get some back road, and then I do the cool down process, talk through that, and then I need to get some beer. So I'm still not going to go nuts straight away. I'm just going to roll it on, build up some revs. We're sitting at 2,500. There's no need to go nuts. Lorry quite far behind. 4,000 negative boost. So now we're at 3. So this is a prime spot. 3,500. We'll look at the boost gauge if we can. Hope you can see that. So this was one of the questions that one of my friends asked. He was saying when he puts his foot down, he gets 0.5 bar boost, I think. And it's not until he absolutely floors it that he gets max, which is a bit strange, because I definitely not full there, right? So we're half, and it suddenly peaked at 1, so I'll start seeing that straight away. Oh, well, this is going to ruin my evening's entertainment and boost video, isn't it? Right, let's hope. I'm like driving into the lion's mouth, rush hour. I must be insane. Right, I need to turn around. I'm not doing that. I don't want to get caught in loads and loads of this, or I'll, you know, it's my day off. Oh, that'll be emotional. Anyway, so I'm not seeing that what my friend, viewer, subscriber experienced. You know, if I'm half throttle at most, and I immediately see 1 bar boost. Oh no, this is terrible. Can't go over because there's a motorbike. Right, I need to go down there, whatever happens, and spin around and escape the insanity of rush hour and get onto some back roads. Luckily, roundabout's moving up there, or that road up there seems to be moving, so hopefully we'll get around that nice and quick and get heading back. Steer clear of Essex, head into Suffolk. So yeah, I don't seem to get much delay, and I did explain to my friend that, you know, the boost is very, not just unique to your car, but it's unique to how your car's been mapped. And I did say to him, you know, maybe him and I should get along to a race dynamics, Surrey Rolling Road, race dynamics, Duncan, and get just, even if it's just a health check, have a run, have a health check, make sure everything's set up, working right, and then if necessary, have a little tune-up. But you know, that might be next year. I don't know. I'm up for it. Mine's been due for ages. I really should have done that. Oh, this is going to be like a rush hour ramble. I was hoping for a B road blasteroo and some A road open it up. I was going to be having great fun. Instead, I've got a GoPro cooking my forehead. I look crazy, and people probably think I'm crazy, which is slightly true. I can live with that. If the GoPro goes into thermal shutdown, that's going to be slightly disappointing for me, but you know, it is what it is. Let's get around that roundabout and get back to sane world. Essex this way and that way, Clacton that way, Suffolk back there. Quieter. I mean, rush hour shouldn't have even started yet, but the A12's had roadworks on it for ages and ages and ages, so it's not good. Right, let's reset my trip because I'm nearly full. I like to have a feel for, you know, I don't really care for the fuel economy of the Subaru at all. I gave up on that many years ago, but just for monitoring purposes really. I mean, if it suddenly started doing 10 to the gallon or 20 to the gallon, I'd be worried, so I like to keep an eye on things. Or if there was a leak, I suppose, heaven forbid, so I like to keep an eye on things like that. Right, let's see if we can get around here nice and quick. Excuse me, I fear that may well not be possible, but we shall see. We shall see. I bet people are thinking, oh, there's a man there talking into his hat. Thrilling. Look at the A12, man. Oof. That says to me, that's chocker. Down there where we can't see, there was a problem getting up the slip because everyone's trying to avoid that. So that says to me that either Colchester Town Way is utterly doomed, or A12 is doomed, and then subsequently everyone's coming off to go through Colchester, and that's also become doomed, one or the other, or both. So again, personally I like to get moving a bit before giving it everything. It's like I say, I know it's only 21 degrees, but it's a warm day. I've now spent more time idling than I have moving, and I want to bring some cold air into the scoop and the intercooler before I go mental. Cool air good, hot air bad. So we just want to get rolling a little bit, you know, sort of 20, 30, 40 mile an hour, so we're moving and there's some motion. Oh my god, please don't go, please don't go, please don't go, don't go, don't go. Oh dear me, what's going on? When there's traffic, people go nuts, man. Poof. Right, no mega gas yet, obviously, and we'll wait. Oof, I dodged a bullet there. So we're moving. Right, let's have a look at the boost. Straight on full. And that's what I want to see. And that's what I've been used to with mine. It's mapped to 1.2 bar. Ever since I had the gauge, I would watch. I have the little illuminated light come on, the warning light, just at 1.21, so that I know if the car's producing too much boost. And when I had a decat fitted once, without it being rolling roaded, don't ask, garage said it was alright. Here we go. No boost, full boost. Pretty much straight away. Yeah, so when an unscrupulous mechanic said, oh, you want full decat downpipe, full decat exhaust, and straight exit box. Done all that. And then when I took it to someone who was a little bit better than him, not perfect mechanic wise, but a bit better, he said, I told him that the boost was going a little bit higher than I expected, or higher than it was mapped to. And he said, oh, have you got a decat? And I went, yeah. He went, well, you can't just fit a decat without it being mapped. This was 4 years ago. I know that now. At the time I didn't. You increase the airflow, you have to have it mapped. Air filter, decat, downpipe, things like that, you want to get them mapped in, just so you know the car is working as it should be for the supporting mods and breathing, free flowing exhaust gases, etc, etc, so that your car's mapped and set up for those elements. It's not a great deal of opportunity. I need to get a sticker that goes over the speedo, don't I? I know we're only looking at boost, but the thing is, you hit boost for a bit and you're breaking the speed limit. Momentarily. Right, so we're going to have to find some back roads. As I say, I'm not willing to pin the car now at this RPM and watch the boost build, because, you know, this goes back to that discussion of why no wide open throttle at low revs. Of course, the boost would start to build, but it wouldn't build as quickly as now. Third, 3.5, straight up to max, which is what I expect from the car. And actually, funnily enough, I've never really, you know, I keep an eye on this on the corner of my eye, and if I'm going fast, 4th, 5th, over 3,000, and I'm getting on the boost, if the light comes on, that's it. I'm backing off a little bit, irrespective, because Subaru comes first. I like to drive fast, I like to have fun, but the health of the Subaru comes first. Anyway, I mean, there's not really many roads where I can get lots of boost, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and video it, and be within the parameters of the law. So let's see if we can get a quick 2nd gear at a reasonable pace. Now, 2nd, now we're in that zone. That was straight up. I mean, there's a small delay as it builds, but it didn't really sit at half a bar for long, and I am getting right on the gas. You know, I'll say now close to carpet. And as I'm easing off, it back down, which is what you'd expect. Right, well, I've had half hour of trying to collect some footage to show a friend how Fozzie builds boost, because he was saying that he's worried his doesn't build boost as quick as he might have thought, and it's quite hot. And I've just parked, just done my GoPro video, YouTube video standard wrap up, and GoPro's basically just been off. You know, sometimes you think, well, that's 45 minutes of my life I can never have back. Anyway, so it's going to be a much shorter video. Nice. But at least we're at a road which you can actually open it up a bit, because it goes to 60 any minute. Anyway, what I did discover is, during my extensive testing that I didn't record because the GoPro's rubbish, is that half throttle, quarter throttle, half throttle, I'll immediately be seeing half bar, 0.5 bar boost, and 75% throttle and anywhere closer to the carpet I'm seeing 1.2 straight away. Obviously within the parameters of being, checking it's filming, within the parameters of being the correct revs. Not enough space to build that kind of revs. I know what you're thinking, should have just gone round sideways. Oh, I couldn't. Right, so is there time for a quick one? Probably not. 0.5 or 1.2 straight away. Hardly any waiting at all. You've got to wait till you're at 3,000 revs. If I'm at 2,750, whoop, straight on to full boost almost immediately, which I would think everyone will agree is kinda normal. Oh, I'm actually still recording. This is going to be the most sketchy YouTube video I've ever made. If I've got any clips of pulls, great. If there's any madness or lunacy, or what I'm saying is incoherent because the GoPro's been shut and it's missed whole segments, I'm just going to have to put music in between. But essentially, when you're a 3,000 RPM or above and you pin the throttle, there is not much delay at all of getting to a 1.2 bar boost, or whatever your full boost, whatever your car is mapped to. Right, I'm going to get beer. Sorry if that is completely and utterly crazy. I'll stitch together as much half decent fuzzy on the gas footage as I possibly can. I'm not parking there. Oh, I'm so fussy about parking. I'll park there. There I will park. Oh, an Endy. Oh, gotta love it, an Endy. Endy's the future. Sorry, that person smiled at me. I don't think in that sense more embarrassed for me. They're embarrassed for me. Anyway, look, I'm going to shoot an end bit anyway. I hope that was of some interest. I'm sorry about the fan, sorry about the incoherentness of the footage, and thanks for tuning in as always. See you again soon. Take care. Bye bye. I meant to say, after gunning it, we did the good solid 10-minute warm-up at the start. I will now let her run for 2 minutes just to let all the oils circulate, so the hot oil near the turbo where it's been blazing hot can circulate with the cooler oil in the sump and around the rest of the engine. That will all equalize and be nice and cool and happy for the engine. Anyway, I did shoot that bit about 8 minutes ago before the GoPro went for the umpteenth time. Right, thanks for watching as always. Take care. Bye bye.